to my channel. Today I'm going to be starting a full colour along on my channel, and I'm going to be doing it in different part videos. And the image what I've got in front of me is by Mariola Bedeck, and it's from the Etsy store, and I believe the image is called Tamed Wildness. I will post the link in the description below and it will take you straight there if you want to download and take part in this colour along. I am going to be using mixed mediums, and if you haven't got any of the colours or pencils that I'm using, just go ahead and use your own colours. I'm sure that you'll be able to find similar colours to be able to do this. And I'm going to be starting this video, which is part 1, on the skin. The next one I'm going to concentrate on her hair and maybe use polys for her hair. And then in the next video I'm going to be doing the wolf, and I'm probably going to be doing that in polys and a mix of Prismacolors. We'll have to see. And I'm going to be starting the skin in luminance pencils, and I'm not familiar with using luminance. They're quite a new pencil to me, so I'm just going to see how it goes. And the colours what I've chose to use are brown ochre, we've got brown ochre 50%. You're not really going to see the names on them because they are really light. They're in like a light silver and it's really difficult to tell names. Then we've got brown ochre 10%, and then we've got Naples ochre. So we've got brown ochre 50, brown ochre 10%, and at Naples ochre, and hopefully this will go okay. If you haven't got these colours or pencils and you want to use Prismas, you can use my favourite go-to colour combination for Prismas is the nectar, the peach, the light peach and cream. That's if you wanted a combination to use for that. I always go to that combination because I love it. I just love the colours. I love how it turns out. So I'm going to zoom you in. And we're going to get started. And if you notice the colour what I'm using today, I've printed it out in a sepia colour, which is like a brown. And the PDF, you do actually get 3 different colours. You get it in dark, sepia and a cool tone, and they are so gorgeous. So I'm going to start off with the darkest colour, which is the brown ochre, and I'm only going to start really lightly. And I am going to be leaving a little bit of a white space, so I'm going to leave like a white line across the face, just at the edge of her face, so she's got a bit of a white line left for now. So I'm very lightly, I'm just going to zoom you in a bit more because there we go. It's going to be really difficult to see because I'm only starting off with a really light pressure. Hopefully I can get this done in time because my partner said he was going out for an hour, and I've literally jumped to the chance to come and do this colour along on my channel. I've had it planned since I got this page, and I've really been wanting to colour it in, but I've been waiting to start until I got time to do it on my channel because I really wanted to do the video on my channel. So I've just left like a little line, and that's going to like leave a highlight around the face, but I am going to blend that in afterwards. So now we come into this side of the face, I'm going to go right up into the edge. And again, I'm interested to find out how this is going to turn out myself because I've never ever used this combination before, and I'm not really familiar with these pencils. So I'm just going over all the grayscale and outline of her face where the dark shades would be. Just going to put some underneath her eye. But I'm really liking this sepia colour. It makes a change. And I think I'm going to put some just where the grayscale is here. Grayscale really does make it a lot easier where to put your dark colours down. I think I might leave a little bit of a... No, we'll go to edge here instead. We'll go all the way to edge. I'm just going to do the highlight at the side of the face there. And then we'll go to edge everywhere else. So really light layers. If you do hear like a trickling noise in the background, it's just my fish tank. Because we have got a new filter for it and it's really noisy. It makes so much noise, it's unbelievable. We have got air pumps as well, and I have turned them off because they are so noisy. And I'm going to put a little bit of colour here because I'm just going to put the colour down where the grayscale is for this. It is already on the page for you. Just a bit down here, at the side of her hair. Just going to try and zoom in a bit further. I was really hoping that the gym where I go, because we have like a gym membership and we can go to quite a few different venues. And I was hoping it were going to be opened up back now because my partners used to go on some days that I didn't. And them days were when I used to do my live videos and be able to do me colour alongs and anything that I needed to film, I had time to do it. And now, because we're both in the house a lot, it's just not working out. And that's why I haven't been uploading a lot more recently. But I'm sure things will start getting back to how they were, hopefully. Right, so that's my brown ochre down. I've just put a little bit down. Just gonna zoom you out a bit. And now I'm gonna go with the brown ochre 50. It is so warm in here. Today it's been cooler outside, but in house I'm stifling. It's really hot. I'm sitting here and I'm really hot. So I'm just going over the colour that I've put down, and I'm not doing any blending or anything yet. And I'm just doing light layers. I am actually going to go back in with that 50 because I forgot to do these areas, just under a lip and a nose. So we're going to get a nose. I've been checking on Amazon every day for the new Black Widows because there's a new monarch set out, and in UK we've not been able to get hold of it yet, have we? And I thought they would have been available by now, because I did get told the beginning of August, and now I believe it's going to be like mid-August. And I've really been wanting to try them pencils because I really like the other Black Widow sets that I've got, and I think that the colours are supposed to complement the sets from the other sets of the Black Widows. So I can't wait for them to come out. I really want to try them. I've seen all Americans swatching them, you know, all use from US swatching them, and they look lovely. The colours are absolutely gorgeous by the looks on them. So I'm going back to my 50%. Yeah, I really can't wait to order the pencils and swatch them out and have a play around with them. It looks like it's got a lot of skin tones in that set as well. So I'm just going over everywhere where I've been with the darker colour. Just going to fetch this down a bit. I'm not working on blending it yet. Just getting this layer of colour down. The paper that I'm using here is Winsor & Newton, and it's like an off-white colour, and it's a smooth surface heavyweight paper, and I get it from the range if anyone's interested in the paper that I'm using. And I really like it because it does take watercolour and everything, but it has got quite a lot of tooth, so it does take a bit more blending. That's why I'm starting off really light. But it is a nice paper. Just going to put some up there across that strand of her hair, and then under her eye. Just going to put a little bit on bottom of her ear here. After this, I've had quite a few requests to do a colour along in one of the Disney books that I reviewed on my channel. It was the Disney classic colouring books, and I've had a few comments, and I'm going to be doing that. I'm going to be, when I find time, I'm going to be doing a colour along in that as well. I'm going to be using the brown ochre 10% now, before I go in with the Naples ochre. And what I'm going to do is start to fetch it and blend out the colours that I've put down, because I am going to be going back in with the other colours. And I'm going really lightly towards the white space, so I can then blend my other colour out. So I'm just going to form some kind of shape where I want the highlights. Yeah, I really like this colour of skin tone, how it's working out so far. I'm quite liking it. I do like me creamy skin tones, the light colours. I just think they look really nice. I think my next thing is to practice doing some darker skin tones. I haven't really done many of them. I'm going to have to definitely pick a picture and play around with some darker skin tones. I'm just going to go back to the 50% ochre, because I keep forgetting underneath here and a nose. So again, I'm going to start to blend out just a little bit over all the colours that I've already put down, and then fetch it out. And I'm gonna fetch this brown ochre and make a line for a nose, so hopefully you can see that. I am going to add some darker colour there. It's just giving a nose a bit of more of a shape. And I'm going to switch back to the 50% ochre. And we're going to get this nose darkened up. So I'm going to go back to my brown ochre as well and just add a little bit. And then just blend it out using the other colours, which is the brown ochre 50 and the brown ochre 10. I find when I'm doing skin tone, it's just basically finding what kind of shape and where you want the highlights to be on a face. So when you come in with the other colours, you can switch between them, so you can get that definition where you want the darker parts to be. So like at the side of a nose on a face here, I'm going to start wanting some more darker colour because I've made the nose line darker. So instead of going with the darkest colour, I'm just going to start with the 50. And I'm going to start to put some of this darker colour around the right ear. Just like that. Really light pressure as well. Don't want to go full pressure because I don't want it looking too dark or to ruin my picture. So I'm going to be going with the Naples ochre, which is the lightest. Oh no, sorry, I want to be going with the brown ochre 10, sorry. just to blend it out. So with this brown ochre 10, I can fetch it down the side of the nose on the inside of the face. And always go really light pressure towards your highlight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start taking this 10% and blending everything out and filling the gaps and making some kind of shape, so then I can go in with the Naples ochre and fill in the highlights. And if the out a bit too dark, you can always go over with your white. So you can see I'm starting to build up my shading, and I'm starting to make a shape where I want my highlight to go. Really lightly, I'm just putting the colour down. Yeah, so that's all I'm doing, is making the shape where I want the highlights to go. If you can see, we've got some on the forehead, just around the cheek. You don't have to do the highlights the same as what I'm doing. You might prefer to do it a different way. But anywhere you think that it'd look nice with highlights. But to me, she's kind of facing this way. So I'm assuming that her highlight would hit her forehead and this side of her face a bit more than this little area here. So she's only got a little highlight in the middle. And fill in a little area of the nose. Again, I'm going to be putting darker colour down afterwards as well. And I'm going to fetch some of this colour just here where the right eyebrow is. Right, I'm going to go in now with my lightest colour, which is the Naples ochre, and this is like a creamy colour, which I love. And I'm really going to start to blend with an harder pressure over everything that I've coloured. So all the colours I'm going over and really blending that out. And then with a lighter pressure, I'm just filling up all the highlights. I am going to go back in with the darker colours to give it some definition around the edges of the face and where the shading should be. But I'm really going to put pressure on because I want to blend all these colours together. Depending on what paper you've got as well, you might not need to put an harder pressure on like I am, but this is quite toothy, what I'm using. And I'm just going to go a little bit lighter towards this highlight. If you wanted to, you could also go in with a hibiscus pink, I believe the colour is, and give a kind of blush look if you want, if you prefer your portraits to have a bit of a pink blush to your cheeks. So I'm just going over everything. And now I've blended her out a bit, I'm going to go back with my darkest colour, which is the ochre. And we're just going to make her a bit more darker in the shaded areas. So just all around them edges, just to darken up. Right, so now I've done that, I'm going to go back to the brown ochre, 50%. Just going to put a bit there. I'm sorry if I'm going quiet, I'm just trying to concentrate on areas. But you can easily put too much colour down. Right, so I'm going to take the 10% and blend that out. I think I am going to go in with a pink just to give her a little bit of colour into her cheeks, so she's not looking all just one colour. At the minute she's looking all eggshelly. And I'm going to blend this out. Right, I'm going to have a look for a pink. I think the colour what I'm using is called hibiscus pink. I think that's how you pronounce it. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. They are really difficult to read, these pencils. You can hardly see you're probably not going to see it on camera, but they're really light, the names of the where the names of the pencil is. So what I'm going to do is just add some of this pink really lightly into mix, because I don't want to look in too much of an eggshell colour. I do want it to have like a bit of a flush. So really lightly. If you go too dark, you might end up ruining the complete picture, which we definitely don't want to do. Yeah, so after I finish this colour along, I think I'm definitely going to be doing the Disney one. And also I've still got to do the blue air tutorial as well, what I did say I was going to be doing on my channel. Yeah, so I'm definitely going to be doing more colour alongs in the Disney books. I really enjoy them. So I'm just going to put some colour into her ear. I'm going to fetch some around this strand of the hair here. Just going to fill this little bit in there. And just add a little bit up towards this eyebrow here. So we've got a hand to do as well, but I will do that last. I really was just wanting to see how this skin tone we're gonna turn out, because I've never tried it with these pencils before. Right, I think I'm going to just take the 10% ochre to blend it out. Hopefully it will. So we've got the Naples, not the Naples, sorry, the brown ochre 10%. And I'm just going to blend over it. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, that's give her a nice colour. With this 10% ochre, if you are following mine, make sure you don't go into the highlights where you've put your naples down, because you don't want this ochre going into that colour because it's going to darken it. So just go over all the darker areas with this colour to blend out. Yeah, I'm really happy with that. I'm really happy with that colour. Like I said, you can go over or go back in with your colours to darken or lighten. I'm really fussy when it comes to skin tone, so I do tend to take more time at it. I'm just going to take my Naples ochre and blend this bit here out a bit. Yeah, I'm quite happy with how she's turned out. So I'm going to do the same on her hand. And then that will be it for part 1 of this. I'll zoom you in on the hand. And we will start with the brown ochre. I think the brown hair, what I'm going to do in the polys, will suit this kind of picture. And I'm hoping to use like browns and creams as well for the actual wolf. I'm just going to start, as usual, putting the dark colour down on the grayscale shaded bits. And I'll concentrate on a nail polish a bit later on when I do all the last bits of details for the picture. What does everybody think of the mask situation, what's happening? Where I am, we're in UK and we've, since 24th of July, we've had to all wear masks. So we're not allowed in a shop unless we've got a mask on. And I'm wondering if that's going to be a permanent thing. You'll have to let me know in comments what you think about wearing masks. I know, like, in this hot weather it's horrendous going shopping in masks, especially if you've got anxiety. I do suffer with anxiety, and sometimes on days when I've got really bad anxiety I feel like I can breathe but I feel like I can't. But it feels really horrible when you've got a mask on them days, just even browsing through shop, especially when it's like this weather. It's been really muggy, really hot, quite horrible weather. It's too muggy. I don't mind a bit of sun, but the sun's actually not been out. It's just been really muggy weather. And I'm going to go in with the 50% now. I hope you can see that, and I'm not shadowing it too much. But I really can't wait for things to get back to normal. I can't believe how much things have changed this year. It just seems to have been like a whirlwind this year. If you'd have said to me last year that this was going to happen all this year, you just wouldn't have believed them, would you, if somebody had come up and said that? It didn't bother me at first. I was worried, obviously, for my health, my family's and friends' health. It wasn't really bothering me at first, but I honestly thought that it might have settled down a lot more than what it has, but no, it seems to be changing a lot. Right, I'm going to go to my 10% ochre. And just go over the grayscale and the dark bits what I've put down. It shouldn't take as long to do around as what it has done to do rest of the skin. Just going to put a bit under where the harness of the wolf is. And again, the same as what I did with the face, I'm just going to try to blend out a bit the darker areas and make some kind of shape. And I don't know if you can see that, but for some reason it's going a bit grey where I've put the colour down. So I'm just going to have to erase that. I don't know where that's come from. That were a bit weird. There's some there as well. It's like leaving a grey mark. A rand kind of tapers off there where it printed, so I'm just going to leave that. So I'm just going to fill these gaps in here and just get the shape that I want. I'm hoping I'm not putting you in too much of a shadow here. So again, just going really light to where you want that highlight, to the white spaces, so we can get this other colour down. And then we can go in with the Naples ochre. And I think I'm going to put some of the pink in her hand as well, just so she's all matching. and really blend everything out with this as well. I've seen loads of gorgeous pictures of this print online on Instagram and on Facebook. They're all gorgeous. It's a really lovely page. I really do love Mariola Bedek's art. Absolute stunning artist. That's one thing I want to do, is learn how to draw better. I really cannot draw at all. I'm really bad at drawing. I'd love to be able to draw, but for some reason every time I try to learn I just can't seem to get hang of it. Right, I'm going to go in with the pink. With a light pressure. Just going to put some round the knuckles. I am finding it really strange when I'm using skin tones with another kind of pencil. I absolutely love Prismacolors. I just always work best with them. And I thought I'd do a change and use these luminance. I really like them, but it is strange once you've been using a certain pencil, you know, for a long time. I always go with the Prismacolors when I do skin. But I'm actually really liking the skin tone with these pencils. Definitely going to have to play around as well, because I did get the new portrait set and they've got a lot of skin tones in that set as well that you could use. I'm going to put some of this pink just down here. And then we're going to blend it out. So I'm going to put some just where the fingertips are. Most of the colour on my hands, on my fingertips, are really red. So I think that the blush would work well with ends of the fingertips and the fingers. I know my hands are like that. And then I'm going to take the 50% ochre just to blend over this colour. And depending on what paper you are using is with your pressure, whereas I'm having to put quite a lot of pressure down to blend it out on here. Sorry if I'm being quiet again, I'm just concentrating. I really do have to concentrate when I'm blending. I tend to go quiet, so I do apologise for that. but I am going to be using different pencils on this picture. Just going to put a bit of darker colour in between a finger here. I'm going to go with the lighter colour now, which is the Naples. That's it for part 1 of this video. I do hope you've enjoyed it. I do apologise if I've mumbled or gone quiet in places. It is my first time using these pencils and that combination for the skin, and I didn't practice beforehand, so I did have to concentrate during the video. And the next video, I'm hoping it's a bit more relaxed because I'm going to be using my polys, and I'm also going to be testing the colours beforehand on another printout I've got. And I'm hoping to be doing brown shades because I think it's going to suit the picture. But anyway, thank you for coming and watching, and I shall see you all soon.